21 Next on your Friday. I'm Joel D. Smith. Let's get Alex Thill in here talking about this story at Elizabethtown High School. And there's this nasty pictures of mold and problems at the school. And you've been looking into how they're going to address this. So what's this picture first that we're looking at here?
So right now you're looking at mold is what Sophia Schaffer, the student who sent this to me, said that that's what this is. We've also gotten pictures of the sewage, like you're seeing right there, seeming to leak from the floors. And she tells me that these pictures were taken within the last couple of weeks, but that these issues are not new, that they have been persisting for as long as she's been there. She's a senior now. You can see this one of a water fountain. It says, "Do not use biohazard." So there's a few different pictures of sewage, mold, and other issues been sending to me.
Okay, so they make us aware of this. We got some video evidence. Maybe it's evidence, maybe it's not, but at least it looks pretty bad. And then you bring this up to the leaders there at E-Town. What do they say?
Well, I was actually happy I was able to get in touch with the leaders at E-Town because the parents and students and teachers I've been speaking with are not able to get in touch with the board at all. So I was able to actually get in touch with the vice president of the board today, who tells me that despite, he calls them misconceptions of people not thinking the board is doing anything, they're taking active steps to address this. So he tells me they just completed 2 feasibility studies that cost tens of thousands of dollars to look into a potential remodel or a potential brand new facility to address these things. And the results of those were essentially that the septic system needs to be replaced, the HVAC system needs to be replaced, the roof needs to be replaced. So there's a lot that needs to happen.
Okay, so let's say you want to replace all of these things. What's the price tag on that?
He tells me it could be up to $180 million. And that's money that he says they don't have right now.
No, who does? No one has that. I know that there are some, there is some money for the state budget when you look at facilities, when you're building something new, but usually you gotta plan for that years in advance, not just say, oh, guess what? We need it right now. So what's the most likely outcome here? What are they talking about?
He said at minimum, it would be 2 years before they're even able to get shovels in the ground for a potential remodel because those feasibility studies just happened. They're in the process of reviewing those options and trying to figure out how to approach this.
Okay, well, so these 2 years, even if they are going to do something major. So in the meantime, these kids got to be at that school. So what happens?
Exactly. So the kids have to be at the school right now. He tells me that they are taking active steps in terms of putting humidifiers in the rooms that the students and teachers are in. He says the maintenance staff are actually wearing air quality detectors that are supposed to beep if the air quality is too low. Then he says, or none of them have beeped. So he says that's a positive. But, you know, teachers and students I've been speaking with say that it's hard for them to focus on their education or things that are happening in the classroom when they're worried about bathroom sewage and other things.
Well, hopefully that, I mean, right now it's on their mind. And so it's hard to clear your mind. If it goes through some more time where they can clean things up, make them look better, they might not think about that. As long as they're monitoring the air, maybe that's going to be enough for them moving forward. Have you talked to the parents about this? Do they think this is enough?
So the parents I've talked to are a little frustrated because they're not getting that information themselves. They continue to reach out to the board to try and get those answers, but they're not hearing anything back. So they're frustrated because they don't think that any steps are being taken to address this. And they're worried about their children being in these environments naturally, if this is genuinely something that they're seeing on a daily basis. And the students that I'm speaking with tell me that it's at least once a week that a bathroom is closed for something like this.
Wow. All right. Well, we got some answers. That's nice. That's one of the privileges we have in this job is to get some answers when sometimes they're hard to get. So I'm glad you're able to do that. What's the next step here? What are you looking forward to finding out a little bit more about?
So I'm still in the process of trying to speak with the Department of Health, Pennsylvania Department of Health, and the codes enforcement to try and figure out at what point does this building be deemed no longer safe for students to be in. So, you know, what level do we get to? How much is too much sewage or mold in order for students or teachers to actively be in those buildings? So I'm waiting on hearing responses from them. And of course, I'll update all of you when I get that.
Yeah. And obviously mitigation can be done. Like we think about your own homes. If you're out there, if there was a mold problem in your home, you wouldn't just build another home. You'd try to deal with the mold and see if you can stay in the home. The price is astronomically different. And we just did some cursory looking around at what new schools cost. You know, that's going to be in the $200 to $300 million range, it would seem. So even if it's $180 million to fix this one, you start looking at what's worth doing what and what pieces of that amount can you deal with first just to make it safe to be there. And then long term, what do we have to do here as well? So
long term, if they are going to rebuild, then construction is another thing you've got to worry about too. So, there's a lot to think about, a lot of factors that go into play here. So it'll be interesting to see what answers we get from the codes department as well.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's still unfortunate. You never know when you walk into the bathroom next time, what's it going to look like this time? Right. And so hopefully they can solve that in the short term before they get to the long-term problem. Once again, there's that picture again. I don't want to see it anymore. All right. Thanks again, Alex, Bill. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Folks, that's 21 Next today. Hopefully you have a great Friday. Hopefully it's payday for you. That's good. And if you have any stories about dealing with mold or some schools that aren't working so well, it's called Crisis in the Classroom, is our stories that are all go under that umbrella. It's called Crisis in the Classroom. If you have some ideas for you, someone like Alex will run it down, get some answers. And like you heard, the parents weren't getting the answers, but we were able to. And sometimes we can, sometimes we can't, but give us a shot. And hopefully we can get to the bottom of some of these things and figure out what's really going on. Thanks for watching 21 Next. We'll see you next time.